Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your day. So I wanted to just jump on and share with you a little bit more about my fasting experience that I finished up this past week. Actually, I'm still kind of on the tail end of it. So as you guys know, if you've been following me for the last few days, I've been doing a watermelon fast, posting a bit about that, of just the deliciousness of watermelon, especially in the summertime. It's such a very sweet, rich juice, one of my favorites. So I decided to do the watermelon fast, and in the middle of it, then I decided to kind of take a detour and do a couple days of a water fast. So I've heard about water fasts a lot. I haven't really tried it. It's actually intimidated me. And so last week I did 2 days. Hello. I did 2 days of water fast, and let me tell you, it's intense. It's not for the beginner by any means. You have to really prepare for it. Even though it does a tremendous amount of good in terms of helping you really heal your body of anything. Hello. And if you have any type of a health condition, any type of long-standing problem, then that's one of the best ways of correcting it. Because when you're on a water fast, even with a juice fast, you can do this, but it's not the same, and it's not quite the same effect. But when you're doing a water fast, then all of your body's resources and energies are rediverted into healing and repairing and rebuilding things. So let's say, for example, you've got cysts anywhere, or growths that are not, where cells are not dividing correctly. So what happens is the body will turn all of its forces onto those types of cells and break them down and recycle them, literally recycling the cells, breaking down the proteins back down to the amino acids, and then rebuilding them again. It will look through if there's any old, sick, inferior, not functioning cells, and it will recycle them, break them down. And so that takes a lot of energy. And so when you're doing a fast, especially if you're doing a water fast, then you're really supporting your body to do that kind of work. And it's been found with research that with just a 3-day water fast, your entire immune system, think about it, your entire immune system can be rebuilt. And part of that is because all of the energy that used to be going into digesting your foods nonstop, constantly, now the body finally has a break from that. It can use that energy for other things like house cleaning and rebuilding. Something that the body makes in proliferation when you're on a fast, especially a water fast, is human growth hormone and embryonic stem cells. So what are they? So they, as far as I know, they're primarily made in the marrow of the bone. They could be made elsewhere, but they are undifferentiated baby cells, meaning when those cells are made, they could, as they develop, grow into any type of cell that the body needs. So if the body needs new heart cells, then it will grab those embryonic stem cells and put them there. If it needs more bone, if it needs more tissue, muscle cells, if it needs to rebuild your intestinal lining, then the body can use those stem cells to do that. And so when you're on a water fast, then you not only have all of those stem cells, but you have human growth hormone accelerating that whole process. So it's a very, very profound way to heal anything, literally anything in your body, and repair and rebuild and recycle and reverse your aging process, literally. So I'd read a lot about it and I wanted to experience it. And so during this past week, then I did 2 days of water, and it, like I said, it is intense. And so if you wanted to do it, then just make sure that you're educated, you have somebody working with you to help you along, answer questions, and just really go into it gradually, know what you're doing with it. So I did that, and then towards the end of the second day, then I was feeling rather fatigued. I didn't have a lot of energy, and so I decided to shift gears and go back into my watermelon fast, which I did on Wednesday, and then later broke my fast. And then the last several days, I've been gradually going back onto solid foods. So this is something that I've found, again, through trial and error, when you're coming off of a fast, and then I've read about it as well, but mostly from my experience. When you're coming off of a fast, you've got to do it very slowly and gently. There is one time I did a fast for 28 days. It was the longest I've ever done a fast. It was a juice fast, and I did not do that. I went right in and had a big hearty meal of grains and vegetables and some rice, and let me tell you, my stomach hurt for the rest of the day. So you don't realize how much your intestines and your stomach shrink from not eating, from being on a juice fast, until you start eating again. And then you realize, wow, it doesn't take much to fill me up because it's been shrunk. And your whole digestive tract has had a rest. So you have to give it several days to come back online, to get woken up and working again, and all the juices and the digestive enzymes and such from the liver and the pancreas and all that, and the stomach acids, all of that stuff to get working again. You can't just jolt your system. It will complain loudly. So the last few days I've been gradually working back onto solid foods, meaning I've just been doing fruits. I've had a little bit of vegetables, some salads, a little bit of nuts. It's a larger salad yesterday, and then today, when I'm done here, then I'm going to go have some grains. I'm going to have dinner with grains, introducing grains and lentils back into my diet. And then once I've got that, then I've pretty much incorporated all the different food types back in that I normally eat, which is all plant-based, whole foods, plant-based. Nuts and seeds, vegetables, lots of vegetables and fruits, legumes, herbs, root vegetables, all the things that the body's built to run on. So I just wanted to share that with you, of just knowing if you're going to do something like this, and that's something I help people do. I've done fasts for 10 years, and I've experienced a lot of different things, and then I've also studied and read a lot about juice fasting, so I can facilitate something for you if you are interested and have a reason for wanting to do it. Meaning there's something like a health project, you could say, that you're wanting to work on to improve some area of your body, some functionality of your tissues, of your organs that you know is compromised because of bad diet and lifestyle, that you now recognize it's time to clean up and shift things around. So that's what I help people do. If you want some more information about that, then just feel free to reach out. So I also wanted just to share with you some things about the immune system itself. So the last several months and currently, people are just all up in a tizzy about the immune system. Got to strengthen the immune system. The virus is going on. It's like, oh my God, the virus. It's ridiculous. Not to mention this whole spin out of the media, but that's a whole other conversation. But where do you ever hear conversations about how to strengthen your immune system? How to build up your body, understanding how the body functions, what the immune system does, what the different types of cells in the immune system do. You never hear about that. Instead, you hear about, oh, you got to have all the antimicrobial, antibacterial soaps, all the wipes, the masks, the gloves, the sanitation, this and that and the other, and you got to wipe everything down. And to me, while it does have a service purpose, ultimately, in my view, the way I look at it, it's completely backwards. You're coming at things, coming at health, coming at the strength of your immune system from a defensive place. Like, oh my God, I'm going to get an attack. So there's fires that have to be put out. There's chaos. It's last minute strategy, last minute picking up the mess, so to speak. And whenever you are in a defensive position like that, just feel in your body, if you are on defense, what kind of stance is that? What kind of energy are you being? What kind of energy are you holding when you are in defense? It's fear-based. It does not come from a stance of strength at all. It's all fear. It's all reacting to things going on outside of you, coming at you that you think is dangerous, that's going to do something to hurt you. It triggers all the survival mechanisms and the fear that then spins out into the most irrational type of thinking imaginable. And we're seeing that as on an epidemic scale. People have completely lost their minds. They're no longer thinking straight. So look at this, question things, observe, learn about how the body actually functions so that you can stop buying into the fear and the hysteria and the sense of disempowerment that you think something from the outside is going to come get you like the boogeyman. It's ridiculous. Stop. Stop. So let's find some more sanity and some rationality in all this, shall we? How does the immune system actually work? What strengthens the immune system truly? If you understand natural principles of health, natural laws of how the body functions, understanding how the body is built and how to care for it, if you've taken that into an interest in wanting to learn that, then it teaches us that the internal environment of your body is the most important thing. The most important thing. How do you maintain that? What contributes to it? It's what you put in your mouth. It's what you eat, what you drink. It's the quality of diet. It's what you think. It's how you feel. Do you get sucked into all these negative loops of feeling disempowered and scared and anxious and drama and trauma, and then you start looping? And then you can't get out of that emotional cycle? That causes a tremendous amount of stress on your body. Your gut takes the hit. Your immune system gets suppressed when you're in that kind of a loop. Your thinking goes haywire. You're not thinking straight. And that's what leads into all the irrational craziness that we're seeing in the world. But when you can pull that back in and learn to recognize what strengthens your body, positive, uplifting thoughts and emotions, by doing things that uplift and serve other people, by doing things that you love to do, by being in supportive, loving relationships where people applaud you for who you are, rather than toxic relationships that tear you down and create stress. All of that contributes to the nature of your internal environment, of the quality of the inner waters of your body. Your body is 70% water. Think about it. 70% water. And as children, newborns, then it's closer to 90%. So what is the quality, the nature of the environment of the waters that you're providing for the cells of your body to swim around in? That's what determines your state of health more than anything. That's why it's important to look at nutrition, at what you're eating, the quality of your foods. To eat food that supports the strengthening and building up of your body, rather than fake foods, pretend foods, that are loaded with toxic chemicals, that are devoid of nutrients, that break your body down over time, and that create a huge residue of acid and inflammation, which are the precursors to all disease. So that's why you learn about nutrition. It's what creates and helps sustain a healthy internal environment. That's why we do fasting. That's why we cleanse. To move out buildup of acidic toxicities, of chemicals that have gotten in through our environment, that we've breathed in, that is in our food, in our personal care products. We strip those out, make those products as clean as possible, but yet we're still going to be absorbing toxins. And so it's so critical to clean your house, not just the house you live in, but your body. Clean the insides of your house. Watermelon juice, like the Juice Fest I just finished, is excellent for doing that. So between that, watching your mind, your emotions, your attitude, your outlook, eating real food, it strengthens the internal environment of your body. It makes it more pH balance, more around the 7 pH on the pH scale, rather than going into acidic conditions, which is a road straight to disease and then ultimately death. So the more we can support our body and focus on the quality of the internal environment, that strengthens the immune system, so that when things do come into our body, we breathe in things or we eat something and there's chemicals or such in it, the immune system is already strong and robust, and it can recognize that that thing doesn't belong, and then it can sweep it out. The immune system is very intelligent. It's not stupid. It knows exactly what it's doing. It knows exactly what is self and not self. Trust that. We've gotten so disconnected from ourselves and from our body's innate intelligence and wisdom. It's like we forgot that our body is capable of healing things, when that's what the immune system is designed to do. In fact, it's the only thing that can cure you of anything, is your immune system. So build it up, support it, honor its innate intelligence. Just because it expresses a degree of consciousness and intelligence that is different than what you are not used to, does not mean it does not contain intelligence. Just because it doesn't have the logical thinking of how to maneuver outside of our outer life, does not mean that the cells of your immune system aren't smart. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how to take things down and tear things apart and recycle bacteria and cells that don't belong, better than even we understand. So trust that your body knows what it's doing, and understand, work with it. Learn what it takes to work with your body. What does your body require other than good foods and a cleansing and a house bath? But those basic, simple things, principles of health that the body requires in order to have a strong foundation. And when you do, then you're coming from an offensive stance in the way you approach your life. It's a very strong, grounded, empowered, confident stance. Then when you go out and about and do your life in the world, you know that you have a strong body. That if something comes at you in the air or food or whatever, it's not going to take you out. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not something to jump into defensive mode of panic of, oh my God, the boogeyman's going to come out and get me in the form of this virus that is no more deadly than the common winter flu. Come on, get a grip. Move from a stance of empowerment and solidity and confidence and offense in your life, rather than as a disempowered victim who's scared of everything. That's the worst stance to be in. And when you are in that stance and that energy and you're thinking those fearful thoughts, what do you think your body is interpreting? What do you think your immune system is hearing? It's hearing the fear. It's responding to the fear. Your DNA will respond and the genetics will read and express according to that stance of fear. And then what do you end up with? You've just set the stage to be susceptible for any kind of disease or things that come along. You've weakened yourself so that if the virus or whatever organism or something hits you, then it can take hold in your body and wreak havoc. You've opened the door for it. You've laid a foundation so it's invited in. Take ownership and responsibility for that, for how you carry your body, for the nature of the internal environment of your body. Is it strong and confident and from an offensive stance, knowing that your body's smart enough to get rid of the things that don't belong? Or are you going to buckle with the hysteria of the media into fear and victimhood and then disease? Your body will always reflect your emotional, energetic, mental stance. Your body is a direct mirror of the nature of your consciousness. So check that, look at it, consider it. What do you want your consciousness to be? What do you want your state of being to be? What kind of energy do you choose to carry and be and live within? An energy of confidence, of optimism, of knowing that things are okay, of trusting yourself, of trusting the goodness of life? Or do you choose to live in a stance of fear, of smallness, of getting beaten down? That, in my view, is one of the strongest indicators of whether or not your immune system and your overall body is strong. Whether or not you live a strong, vital, energized, healthy life, or if you experience breakdown and premature aging and early death. So there's lots of things to consider. Lots of things to get clear on of how you want to be, what's important to you. And then from there, learn about what your body requires in order to sustain you so that you can live the quality of life that you choose. So that you have the strength, the vitality, the agility to express and create and accomplish your goals. Again, living from an offensive, confident, powerful place instead of the scared victim. So that's a good download for you. Hope you enjoy it. Some of the things that come to mind as I'm ranting about today and coming off of my fast. The fast, again, is also a great time to get downloads of insights of understanding how you're living your life, to choose how you want to live your life if it's not what you're currently doing. And then from there, make choices and decisions and goals to start in the direction that you choose to be going in consciously with intent, rather than by default, where you're subject to the whims and the wills of other people. All right. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Love to hear your thoughts on what I shared. Just leave me some comments below. And enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go out and have a meal of vegetables and grains, whole grains, to give my body some more love. So, I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.